not meant to gather the crowd. We need real people who are having interest, and I am very happy to see here everyone is present here is having some interest in attending this conference. So I think this is the biggest success, and I must compliment Nitin and all his team for hosting this conference in this remote area. And people are coming not only from India, outside India also we are having participants. So what best you want, and another most important thing, 2-3 states also contribute in this conference. This time is very high time for everyone because 12th examinations going on. Most of the teachers, they are wards studying, and attending exams, which is a limiting factor. Still people make to attend this conference is the biggest success. Coming back to the subject, all we are the zoologists sitting here, and we need to work in various fields. Being a zoologist, I think we are much capable people, including botany. We are much capable people because we can do anything. Best example I must share you during the COVID pandemics, we even the health sector. What big thing you expect from the zoologist? We work like medical doctors, and very successfully we have run the biggest facility in India in helping the COVID pandemic. So that I must say, because of zoology I could able to do this, and everyone sitting here is having that capability to help society. And we are looking at the current era. We are, most of us, we are overburdened with so many things, and addition to that is coming a new education policy. We are having a lot of responsibilities, being a important segment of society. People are looking to us with a very much hope. And that's why, being a teacher, we are having more and more responsibilities in coming days, because new education policy is one of the, like a two-edged sword. We need to handle it very carefully. Implementing new education policy in big cities like Pune, Mumbai, any metro cities, big cities will be even, much easier. Even Aurangabad will be much easier, but when we are talking about the cities or places like these, small places, new education policy could be very difficult, and it can reflect in very bad way. And that's why such type of brainstorming sessions are very important. And in that context, whatever the subject of the conference, but important thing we must understand that we need to give something to our students. Just giving education and all that purpose, there is no need people like us to be there, because everything is available on your mobile phone now. Internet is accessible. You go any remote village, you will get a full range. You can download, you can look into MOOC courses, or you can do anything. So enrichment of student is now that is not a much important job for the teachers. But now our responsibility is coming more vibrant in making the things, understanding problems of the region. Why these colleges or universities been approved now? Reason behind that was to identify the problems of that region, because identifying problems of this place or Usmanabad district sitting in Delhi will be impossible. We need to address our problems, and we need to bring these problems to the notice of the the politicians or the policy makers. And in that sense, teachers are very vibrant now, need to be vibrant. And looking at our subject, enrichment of subject is also important talk, because important task we need to face. Whatever studies we did, although we are so much underprivileged when we got our studies and we excel our way, and little bit success we got by getting a job, and now we are very much settled into the education system. But what innovations we did, if you look back to your own career, you will feel somewhere while missing something. If you look at the list of the successful scientists or successful professors, very few names come forward, in our sight or in our brain. If you talk like some good professor, someone is asking, everyone know Professor Espal in physics, everyone we know Professor Tyagi or Professor Lalji Singh in zoology or life sciences. What about the people like us? Because we are equally, get opportunity to get education. Then why difference is there in between such elite professors and in us? Government of India or our salary, whatever been decided by UGC, it is not discriminating between one professor and another professor. One professor who is working for 12 hours and establishing so many things, doing research which is a groundbreaking and helping humanity, then why not happening with every one of us? Because we got equal opportunity to get education, we are getting equal salaries and everything, then why not? This question always we must ask, otherwise society will keep on cursing us, because you are the highest paid people, And that sense, such events are very important where brainstorming can happen and we can judge where I am standing. And that sense, this conference, organizing conference in Aurangabad is very easy. Organizing conference in such places, I can understand what are the challenges, because I also served in a very small college in Ahmedabad for almost 2 years during my beginning of career. I can understand what difficulties and what things one has to face. Still, college is, organizing such conference. Really, it is a complimentary things for you, and it is a big compliment on your efforts. But we need to judge ourselves what we are giving to our students. I must tell you one small story, if you permit me little time. Once one of my professor, he came from Israel, and with a proud I planned to take him to my native place. While going, I took a stop in Ahmedabad, and I have shown him my college. I was feeling so proud. All my colleagues were, everyone was very much excited, and he been there. So he was very warm welcome. We discussed a little bit, and then again I left back to my village. While going, my professor asked one question: what you guys are giving to your students in this college? Tell me. Giving piece of paper is really enough for them to nurture their career, or to go ahead with their career. What exactly you are doing? While going, he has observed a lot of farmers who are working like animals in the field, on the field. Like they doing, most of farmers still in our region, they do everything by their hand. No mechanization still happen. How many years gone? We have spent more than 75 years after independence, and still we are living in a stone age. What development, what things we have given to our farmers, we really don't know. When such questions are coming, we feel very bad about what we are really doing in our laboratories, in our colleges or universities. And in that sense, such conferences should have brainstorming. Professor Khilare was mentioning about how revolution happened in this region, where not a single drop of milk being produced. Now this region is producing millions of liters of milk, and people get livelihood. Every family at least have some earning source out of the milk industry in this region. Very small thing they did. They used their traditional knowledge, because this is a drought-prone area. A lot of temperature go high, so no, like a fodder for the livestock. Still, farmer try to do that, and how to conserve milk. For that, they make a khawa out of that, which is having very long life, shelf life, and that way this business has sustained. Later on, now technology is coming up, but initially this business has started with a very initial stage. Now, if you are looking at the farming community in our region, many places you have seen crops every year having different, like diseases. Then a lot of time we are facing drought-prone like things. Why don't we think, our botanists, or the people who are working in the science, why they don't think how we can sustain our farmers? Because this is the backbone of our country. Why not our laboratories or our PhD students should have such type of topics which can little bit help to the society? I have one very beautiful example. When I was doing my postdoc in Israel, so one of the students, he been assigned to me, and he was a master's student, and they need to complete their project in 6 months, master's project. And what happened, that guy was, everyone was asking, other student, they came and they presented their topic, and they started working on their topic. But this guy, he said, okay, give me 1 week's time, I need to search something, and later on I will come. And he was alone, he was wandering in the campus. I was observing him many times, even midnight also. He was, going this laboratory, sometimes computer centers, gathering information. He never bother about what clothes he was wearing, whether he is having sandal or floater or there is or not. He was never bothering. Like a mad, he was wandering. And on one Friday, fine Friday, he came to us and he said, I got selection of my topic. And we asked you present it. And then he told a background why he selected that topic. Himself he told background. He said, my family is doing the poultry, small household poultry, and they were never getting sufficient profits out of that, and my poverty is still there. 2-3 generations go on, and still we are in the poverty. I want to help my family. And then he said, for that purpose I selected a topic which is a poultry based. And he said, in poultry what happens, we are feeding lot of proteins to poultry, and then getting little benefits out of that, profits. He said, now whatever feeds we are giving, so 20% of that feed is going to build or grow the feathers on the body of the poultry or the bird. If I don't allow to grow these feathers on the body of the bird, 20% saving I will have, and that much less quantity I need to feed the animal. Then he said, if you compare these two things, 20% I can save on my feed, and 20% I can save on weight gain, because the energy which is diverting to the feeder growth, that will go to muscle development. And he said that way if I can do, I can sustain my family. Everyone are, like stunned with his idea, and he started working on that. He was just not talking for almost like 15 days, 20 days. He was working night and day, and he find out certain genes are responsible for feeder growth. He said I will silence them, and he has silenced that gene, and world's first feederless poultry been developed by a master student, not a PhD or not a professor. And within 6 months, very limited time, he has completed that. Whole story is available on internet. You can Google sometime later on. People are giving example in even in the Stanford or any big universities, energy conservation and conversion of energy. In that, people are giving him example. He was a master student. We need not require someone very experienced professor who can set an example, but even our students are so much capable. And I must know in this region our students are so much capable. Best example I will tell you, my own laboratory, where we are having crores of rupees sequencing machines, where even sometimes their technicians don't understand problem. Our student, they run whole NGS like platforms, even they downscale their reaction. Some of them, like Sachin is sitting here, because the cost of sequencing is going high. That time these people have downscaled their sequencing, and that cost has reduced to sometimes even 10 times less than what other laboratories are doing. Similar strategy we used in the COVID-19 laboratory. We set our COVID-19 laboratory. We have not called any expert or any agent or any consultant. Our own student has set that COVID testing laboratory, and where we downscale COVID testing reactions, and one key people were doing like a 60 reactions, we are doing 120 reactions. That's why I think Dixit sir is also here. Same strategy we followed in his laboratory also in Usmanabad. We set Usmanabad laboratory and Aurangabad laboratory, which were the first laboratory, non-medical laboratory in whole India, which were totally run by our master students. And fortunate thing, I must tell you, not a single student got a positive during the entire three pandemic cycles. All these 3 cycles, all students been run this facility. What students require and what quality students we require. Many times we complain about the quality of the student, but I think our students are more capable compared to any region in the India, or equally capable to any regions in India. We are really fortunate to have good students with us. Just matter is we need to direct them. I think it is the biggest failure of teacher community. We are not directing them in a proper way. When we are asking them to select a topic, why not we are thinking someone who is like an Israel-like student in the Israel, who has sustained his family, he got a patent and he is now billionaire. I have many such success stories, but I will not narrate other stories. Just gist of the story is give good guidance to our students. They need just guidance and directions. Only these two things we can sustain them. Another thing is very important in new education policy. What topic is mentioned here? We are having so many issues. We have identified some issues in this region. The conservation of Deshi cow breeds here, and for that purpose I wandered throughout this region. I have seen so many things where science need to address some issues. For example, in weekly bazaar in this region, if you are going, people they want to buy like a pregnant cow or sometimes buffalo, and for that they are having local testers who put their hands from the anal region and test what is the age of a fetus. This is so ugly procedure. Why not we can direct some of our students? In human beings we are having Korean biopsy test, which is just within few seconds you can get a result whether pregnancy or non-pregnant. Same strategy can be used for the cow or buffalo, and that kid development is really not difficult. Anyone can take forward such issue. Such small issues we need to tackle in our PhD programs or in our research programs. Another biggest issue associated in this region is fodder, availability of quality fodder. Why not we can have some technology so that we can give enriched protein, enriched food to fodder development we can do, and that can be provided to farmers, which can save a lot of cost of the farmer, and we can flourish them. Such small things can change really a big way the economic situations of any region. So we need to enrich our students and armor our students with such good ideas where they can think about their own. Students are whoever we are. Our background was our strength. If you look at any successful scientist across the world, his background has paid something, that's why he becomes scientist. Take a small example. You must be knowing Galileo. His family was polishing the glass. He just observed that glasses. He has hold one glass in front of another glass, and he found something is coming very close, and he has developed the telescope. Such many scientists are having their backgrounds, whatever even bad background or good background, that can become your strength. And in that way, we need to nurture our students. You know, after pandemic, I have observed so many bad things. Students are undergoing so much stress, and you know, anxiety-like things oftenly seen in our students. We need to identify that. We need to judge it, because we are having 2-3 events happen in our zoology department in Aurangabad. You know, suicide may happen. One of our very bright students, she suicided, hanged herself. So bright student, but we don't understand her, why she is living alone and why she is not talking. If we would have understood that, we could have saved her life. Being a teacher, we need to be multidimensional. So, you know, in this way, if you would have some brainstorm and such sessions, I think that will be a great tribute and great help to our student, our society, and our governments also. I think this is a unending debate in talking so many things. But coming back to the subject zoology, we need to now go diversified. Just talking about something and specialization, forget about your specialization. Whether I am a fisheries expert or endocrinologist or helminthologist, now we need to forget about this. We need to see ourselves in a multidimensional thing. And if we could see multidimensional thing, we can give justice to some problem of identification and orientation to that problems. And that's why we need to break the barrier between the specializations now. I am a professor of zoology, that means I will not go beyond zoology is the wrong thing. And that's, if we could do this, we can give justice to the teaching of under new education policy, because here you need to select so many subjects. You need to have fragmentation of your subjects. Now we need to think about skill courses, then job oriented trainings also we need to give. Then we need to have some credit oriented courses, like sir was talking, he has read zoology and very nicely he was talking. I think if we call him for 10, 12 conferences like this, he will forget physics. So such type of initiations we need to do. People should, from any subject, should come and teach anything. That should be the capacity we need to build. After a certain type of period, we get used to with such things, and our grasping powers go very high. Another important thing, we need to create interest into our students. For example, I was teaching one subject in Hawaii, that was nutragenomics, and one student, he registered, he was from the civil background, civil engineering, and I was so surprised he registered to my course. I was asking him, why you selected this course? You are an engineer already. So what he said, I am building big, my specialization is evaluation and building big structures. And in that big structures, I am more inclined to oceanic structures, aquatic structures. So in aquatic life, whatever animals are living, if I am building some structure, what this structure will impact on the aquatic life, that is my purpose. And food is an important thing for every living organism. That's why I joined this nutragenomics. This type of interest we need to create in our students, and we need to make our students 360-degree thinkers. If they will think in 360-degree, definitely they will be successful citizens in our country. And now job is, once you will become 360 thinkers, you will never go for job, I'm sure. And we need to now eliminate the thinking of getting jobs by getting education. Why you are getting degree? If you ask question, people will talk, I will get a job. That, I think, that is the insult of education. So we need to stop such insulting events in the education journey of education. We need to make them capable. If you look at the foreign students, they never bother about whether I will get job or not. They choose their subject of their own interest. If you are taking subject of your interest, definitely you will get success in that. And overall, looking at such things, we can change the scenario. We must call students also for such conferences or such events, because they may get direction through this. One is mind, if you get inspired in one conference, that is, I think, biggest success of that conference. I again wish all the best. I congratulate all the organizing team, management of the college administration, organizing team, everyone I congratulate for hosting this conference. And I congratulate all you who came here with an interest to get something and share something. I congratulate everyone, and I take rest now. Thank you very much.